Welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma, where we played the Minecrafts and the Hermitcrafts, and all of the crafts available to us. We need to head back over to my base. I've just been to the end dimension to repair my tools. I also died over there, which sucked. Ugh. Dying, not a fan of it. Lucro, Spooky Dokie, Curls of Doom, thank you for the bananas in chat letting me know that we are live. That is wonderful, thank you for doing so. The plan today is to discuss and brainstorm some minigame ideas. I had it load the other day and I didn't have the opportunity to write them down. Like, not even on my phone. I was like, dang, what are all those ideas? That's why you should always write down ideas. Whenever you get that inspiration, write it down, write it down, write it down. Because when you've actually got the time to do the thing, dang it, man, what was I supposed to do? What was that amazing idea? I definitely would never forget. You always forget it. So now that my tools are repaired, today we need to finish up this. We'll do that one first, and oh no, they might see some spoilers inside of here. Dang it! Oh gosh. Oh, all right. No, I know what's going on. I have to press this button so many times. Welcome to all the peeps tuning in. Thank you for saying hello in chat and welcome along. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. I watched a little video today. I love watching. It was a TED Talk video. Now to think about it, I love watching stuff to give you ideas, food for thought. That, you know, makes you perhaps rethink what you do with your time a little bit. Gives you some good ideas mentally. And the one I saw today kind of reinforced something that I've been feeling recently, but didn't quite put into words. And it's nice to have something else come along and put something you've been feeling into words. It was about multitasking. And this anecdote goes around that, you know, we're not good at multitasking. And I hear that and I'm like, yeah, actually, if I think about what happens when I try and multitask, I generally get distracted or lose sight of the things I'm trying to multitask, right? And if you be objective and honest with yourself, sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm not actually that good at juggling a bunch of different tasks. My brain doesn't like this. But anyway, this video was about like a different way of looking at multitasking and from a creative perspective. Now, I'm a creative person, and as of late I've just noticed how I've got all these little creative projects going on, and sometimes it feels like overwhelming, but then sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it feels like, you know, things are ticking along. You can't do everything at once, but, you know, make some progress with that project, make some progress with this project. And this video basically described like the idea of slow-paced multitasking. And it gave some fascinating examples and ideas from some of history's brightest minds about how they've always got their fingers in so many pies, right? But that's because they do like long-term multitasking. What exactly is that? Well, it's what I've been doing a lot lately, as I've been putting my ideas, my creative ideas, into documents for a long time. But lately, a lot more of those creative ideas are more active. They're more like things that need to be done on time and get put together and become actionable. And I really enjoyed the flow of just having like this list of creative stuff that I'm doing, and each day I chip away at one a little bit, right? And that's exactly what this thing was talking about, the process of having a whole bunch of different things you're interested in and being able to chip away at them through long-term multitasking. And it totally clicked. I was like, this is what I've been doing lately. I'm getting more and more organized with all the different projects and ideas I've got going on. And I do have like little bouts of panic or anxiety or, you know, just overthinking when I look at it all at once and feel like it has to all be done today. But I've also been reminding myself that's not how it works. You just chip away at each one a little bit based on what you're inspired to do. And I've been enjoying that. And this video just kind of confirmed, you know, like, hey, that's kind of actually a great way of doing things, right? So I was pretty stoked. I was like, yeah, yeah, this thing I'm on is doing well. Hey, do you know what else we've got to do? We've got to do light levels in this area. Which means I'll probably need some glow lighting up in here. We need some glow lighting up in here. Say what? So take off all your clothes. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. There's no joke there. I mean, it's getting hot. Glow lighting. There really isn't a connection. I thought I was clever, but I wasn't. I was just a silly little goose. Waffling away on the internet. Oh god, the camera's on. Why did I have to say that? Just making yourself, yeah, look like a fool. Oh no, not liking it, says 29. Okay, I feel like we might be on the path to a joke now. We might be on a path. Hey, 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 noise is in the ear. Pip Plays Games is here for 2 months. Thank you so much, my dude. We got MLDKNR1 with that gifted sub to Tano Clates. Thank you for gifting the sub, my dude. Greatly appreciated. Tree here for 75 months. 3/4 of 100. Your statement is definitely incorrect because it made me cough. Oh god. Ugh. That's a vile rejection. Ugh. It's getting hot in here, so hot, so place down some glow lighting. I am not liking this joke at all. Okay, that's it. Everyone's left. No one's left watching now. That was the final straw. I've got some black concrete here. Ooh, interesting. I think I have to rip it out of some of this space. It's just getting worse, says Carls. I'm just getting worse. I'm not really sure where this is going because it kind of feels like, yeah, the bones are just going to close everything up. Let's just stick to, you know, this template as we have it. By the way, new music! Yay! Everyone loves new music. Oh, actually, if you look at it, the way it lines up, no, we probably do want to put in some bones at the front here. Yeah, Jim Kirkwood put out this that we are listening to right now, and I had a listen and I thought, yeah, it's great. And Jim lets us use the music on the streams, so yeah, that's that story for you. Right, fell down. So yeah, today we'll do more exciting things than this little area, that's for sure. And I want to brainstorm some mini-game ideas, so if you want to join in, if you can think of things you want to see take place on Hermitcraft, then when we get to that discussion, I will have notepad at arm's length, something like that. And we will work on it. We will work on some ideas, because I kind of want to shift my focus this season a little bit to doing stuff with the other hermits. I always tell myself, like, oh, the big ideas have already been done. Well, that's an attitude that can only end one way, right? So, if we reassess our assumptions, maybe we can discover new ways of doing cool things together. And that's kind of what I wanted to brainstorm, as us hermits have been getting together and doing some like creative sessions, which have been really fun. Doing another one later, and I was looking at my ideas list and I was like, it's a bit skimpy. So I need to do something at some point, right? But I've been so busy, it's sort of snuck up on me, I guess. Tannenbaum20, thank you for 13 months. I live the jocks. Keep them going. Oh, I'll try my very best with them jocks. Summon Sus, thank you for 25 months. Just took and passed my maths placement exam for college. Guess who's official college kid now? It's me. Anyways, 25 months. Whoop. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. I always love to hear your stories about like getting into college and, you know, doing stuff with your education and your brain smarts. That's always wonderful to hear. I like to I like to think that I'm doing stuff to make myself smarter, but I gotta say, like, this recent like interest in chess has just made me feel a little bit sharper as of late. don't know, you're always you're always evaluating. God, the sound of that chest is grating my ears. You're always evaluating your life, trying to figure out what things you can tweak and change, and whatnot. And yeah, I love the engagement with puzzle games recently in chess. It's gonna be the last chest I look in, because I won't keep looking after, will I? Oh look, there it is. See, it's the last chest I'm gonna look in. Now we go find some sand. God, this place is a bit weird when you got all those numbers over the blocks. Might actually be low on the old sand. God, this whole backpack of mine is like a disaster. Wonder if any, like, I put any in here. You know, I might get away with just that much for now. Chuck this gravel somewhere else around here. Anyway, as I was waffling, it just feels like playing those chess puzzles and getting better at them has made me a little bit sharper. I like it. Now watch me do something really stupid. That's what's coming next. Mataray, 25 months. Thank you so much, my dude. Greatly appreciate your support. And Fabi1809 is here with the Prime. Thank you for using your Amazon Prime subscription on me. Take that, Jeff. No more for you. Time flies. Hope you're doing well and taking care of yourself. Keep up the amazing content. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah, talking on like last time we streamed in this area, I had my little mini meltdown, sorting stuff out with housing and mortgage and all of that. I feel like all of that stuff's like settled in my mind now, and I'm like at ease with it. And I'm gonna like focus on doing a little bit of home improvement, some like projects and stuff I can chip away at to make things better in the home, but also keep those options open, and just know that I have a plan in place potentially, you know, to move on from where I am now. So it's curious times. What about a game using the custom music disc, says Skillful Spring? That's a great idea, because to use audio prior... By the way, save your ideas for later. Write them down, save them for later. To use audio prior to having the ability to put in custom audio, the drawback is like, are the players going to understand what these sounds are? You know, like this sound means go left, this sound go right, this sound is freeze. But like if you can put in actual words like that, then who knows? You could do a game of like musical chairs or something now. Burrito Supreme says, now watch me do something stupid is the title of my autobiography. That would be honestly a great like name for an autobiographical book. I imagine someone like Knoxville or Steve-O could have a book title like that. We're always here for a good vent sesh, my dude, says Retrospects. Awesome. Well, I got nothing to vent really at the moment. I'm pretty good and content. Like, got my head into a good space, just got to keep it here now, you know? Got to do that work and keep it here. Yeah, also, putting out that video and having a waffle about all the moderation stuff, then reading some feedback and whatnot on it also put my mind at ease with that stuff. I just feel like it's really clear to me that I react to things rather differently. I just take a much more, I guess, try and analyze the situation more than jump into having an opinion. And I think because I just got into that whole space without properly expressing that's the way I tackle things, it's just gonna set up like a bad vibe, and I'm fine with it. Like, I also have been thinking about like what my stance on the whole thing is, and it's kind of like I accept it, but like I can see why people are upset about it too. But it's, you know, hey, you know, I'm not going to go right back into all of that again, because I kind of said everything I wanted to say. But I've just, you know, I've just been reading people's comments and just realizing, like, I'm fine with this. This is just how the internet works, right? Will Evil X ever come back onto Hermitcraft? Oh, you might see Evil X in the near future, I tell ya. I got a little something in the works that might just manifest into a cameo, let's say, something like a cameo. You know, not going to get your hopes up. Yeah, it's not going to be season 8 part 2. Although, what is season 9 anyway? But yeah, a little something for you to look out for. Skillful Spring 10 says, oh wait, these are minigame ideas. Oh, writing them down there. Lucaro, man, any you want to write in the chat, that's amazing. That'll be so helpful. So helpful. The way I approach minigame making, though, is to generally sort of start with mechanics that feel fun and see what kind of direction the gameplay steers you in. Have I been slapping down some lichen? Let's put some here. Let's put that in the offhand. And venture down to this level now. Looking good. Yeah, this one doesn't have any of this stuff hooked up yet, does it? And I think I might solve this straight away as that comes into there. It goes up there. That's it. That's pretty much it. Nice. So yeah, my thing of late has been watching chess games and watching them explained and all the moves and stuff, and I absolutely love it. It's so interesting to me. But I totally know it's something that, like, you know, you get really into something for a while, it entertains you, and then after a while you're probably like, okay, cool, I'm done. But maybe not, who knows? Like, of interests that last forever, the one thing that for me will last forever and has done is music and listening to records like we're doing right now. I'll always be into that. Maybe you could make a redstone computer game, you know, with a big lamp screen. Yeah, I don't think that's a great idea because that will be extraordinarily complex. One of the things you have to do is think about who's playing the game and is it fun. And when it comes to Hermitcraft, it's hermits are playing the game, and not only is it fun, but it needs to be fun for the viewer. And I feel like a big game on a screen can be a spectacle, but you know, what is that game? What is the contents of the game? That game could be like really fun or really bad, depending on what it is. And so, I don't think it's worth pursuing because I don't think there's a lot of entertainment value in some game being played on a big screen inside of the Hermitcraft world. I could be mistaken, but my gut instinct is like, it's really cool when you watch a video where someone shows off that they did that with redstone in a creative world or something, but then there's no way I really want to watch someone play it on Hermitcraft, because that's sort of not what makes games like really fun, right? What makes them fun is on camera is like the hermits having fun playing it, interacting, funny moments, like, not that a game has to be geared towards being funny, but you get what I mean? Like, it's got to translate to being on camera. So let's say we made like chess in Minecraft. That is a game that's slow to play, and if you wanted to watch it, there are far better ways than inside of Minecraft. So I could be mistaken, like maybe it's a cool way to introduce people to the game that haven't seen it before. Some young Minecraft fans getting introduced to chess because they saw it on Hermitcraft. But my gut instinct again is just, you know, watching those pieces on the board, not a lot happening, hermits sitting around thinking about their moves. It doesn't really translate to what makes for like great entertainment. So I don't know what we did last time. I've got a feeling that there wasn't a gap, like we filled it. Yeah, we basically filled it in at that point, which we'll do again here. Just trying to think about like where's the best place to do that. Honestly, I think just get it filled in basically. Right, I can see my mods have thrown up more game ideas. We will, you know, I wanted to just take care of this and then get to the digging part down below where I could just focus a little more. So we'll come back around to it. But we're kind of already on it now anyway, I guess. A resettable version of Minesweeper would be interesting contribution to your earlier prototype. Yeah, so I saw what Joe did and I had to think about it for a minute, but he pressed a button of one that was next to a flag, and what he said was that we can press that because of the flag. I think he literally thought about it I mean, I initially, based on his reaction, just sort of thought, oh dang, I've like messed up the redstone and whatever, but I think he actually did just sort of just forget how it works for a second and press one next to a flag, because when the TNT went off, all the ones like around it popped up too and showed flags. But I'll go back and watch it a couple more times before I officially decide that that's what happened or anything, right? But I think that's what happened, and it's really unfortunate. And if it is the case, that's not a problem at all. You know, that's part of playing a game. It was really cool to see Joe's reaction though, and to see it all blow up. Like, his reaction was worth it. You know, if the game ended sooner than it could have, who cares? It was a great reaction. I think what I'll do here is something a little different. You're probably never going to come down here and look into that space, so we'll leave it like that. And then this needs to be bone, and then I think we're pretty much most of the way there. Let's get rid of that one too. Joe found a bomb, says Party. Yeah, that's what I think it was, the more I think about it, like, because he did press the button right next to the flag. But, you know, before I include it in my video, when I get around to that part of it, where I'm going to be like, hey look, Joe played the game, I'm going to properly understand what happened, rather than just jump into any assumptions. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. Can I ask how you got simple voice chat to work, because I can't get it to work on my server? It involves some configuration that is a bit beyond explanation over a chat. Like, people ask me a lot about admin stuff, and it's like, here's the thing, I'm not really that great at admin stuff. Like, I have helping hands that understand this stuff better than me, and it's sort of the stuff that resists explanation. If you already don't know how to do it, you're as clueless as I am, essentially. And it, you know, it involves an understanding of probably how your server is configured and what ports and redirect things it uses, and so I am not a great resource for figuring out how to get it to work at all. Okay. Getting there piece by piece. I can hear oh, it'll be an endermite down the bottom. Right, that's actually it. I think we just need to carpet this thing and then get out of here. And again, oh, just always the junk. I just want to throw it away. Where can I put this stuff? There's like nothing here that's even half empty. Right, we'll put those over there for a minute. And I guess I will need 1, 2, 3, 4, some dye. Oh, do you know what? I've had a cup of tea here for ages and I haven't even... Oh, dang it. But the button Joe pressed was diagonally next to a 0, if I remember correctly, says Seance. Yes, it was diagonally next to a 0, but it was adjacent to a numbered one, right? So if you press one that's adjacent or even diagonal to a flag, or what are we calling it here? Like the armor stand with the different colours, then that means it's next to one, right? Skillful Spring says it's not too cold, is it? It's kind of just about bearable. See, Hiracho says his reasoning was right. He pressed a button where a diagonal block was empty. you know, just thinking about how the game looks off the top of my head, you kind of might be right. The thing is, the way I made it was from a Minesweeper game itself. So I completed a game of the Minesweeper, and then essentially transposed it to the Minecraft world. And I did this very deliberately in an order that I could double check to not make mistakes. Now, I am known for derping around and making mistakes, and I did not want to waste someone else's time on my own on this one. So, you know, I played a full game, took a screenshot of the final result, and then built it like sort of block for block, right? Double checking with that screenshot of the game. And it's possible I could have got something wrong. And I even went like in spectator mode after with my camera account and just again double checked every little thing I could. You know, going across one block at a time, and it all looked good. And I guess, you know, maybe I'll be able to decipher from that video if something quirky happened with the redstone, because it did look like a whole bunch more things popped up at once than should have. I remember testing it, and that kind of quasi-connectivity was not happening when I tested it, so I don't quite know what's going on there. But yeah, I guess I'll have a proper think through, but you know, I really tried my best to make it foolproof, and it looks like I might have failed then. I don't know, I'm going to go watch it back though, but yeah, what some of y'all are saying does make sense. Where are the... I had like 3... There we go, that's the one I'm looking for. 3 boxes of bones. Okay, so now we don't need to put any lights down. We've got Enderman's heads, which is that one, I think. And we got Grim Shadow Blades here subscribing, also A9Tur for 16 months. And while I was waffling, Billman68 for 67 months. Oh, one more to go, Billman. Then you'll have complete perfection. Burt Potato for 20 months, and Pulse for 50 months of the Amazon Prime. Thank you for using your Amazon Prime subscription on me. Appreciate it, my dude. Let's eat. Let's get rid of this thing too, and the other thing, because there you go. That is our glorious ribcage base. It's the cutoff is like way more obvious there, isn't it? Anyway, maybe I should remove some of those glow liking right at the edge. That's the whole thing. So you'll hear about this in my next episode of Hermitcraft, but I am kind of feeling like this has not panned out the way I wanted it to, this whole project, and I'm pretty much ready to just kind of move on from it. I'm still going to sort of use the storage system, obviously. I might come around here and get rid of some torches at some point. I'm not sure if I can be bothered to fill all of this stuff in with black concrete, although we have done a heck of a lot already. It's just not, I don't know, been quite like I thought it would in here. And I'm kind of finding the idea of being, let's say, sort of stuck to a location or a specific idea just not really where my head's at. And so yeah, what I'm going to do as a result of that is rip out the bottom and move my base into the caves. So the idea will be that down there, that's now the place that I go and do stuff, and that we don't really care about it fitting into any sort of overarching theme, and just whatever we need to build and create, just do projects and let them be all natural and stuff. That's kind of where my head's at. Billy Glover says, what mod pack you playing? We're playing the mod pack known as Vanilla. Alright. You gotta go to minecraft.net and download the launcher to play the mod pack. God, that famous mod pack Vanilla. I mean, to be honest, why'd you ask? Everyone knows what Vanilla is. It's the most famous mod pack ever. If you know what a mod pack is, then you know what Vanilla is. Surely. Yeah. Yeah. You're just asking obvious questions for the sake of it, aren't you? That's what you're doing. I know exactly what you're playing at. This is my game, not yours. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Puzzle Frag, thank you for... Wait, did I read it or not? 51 months, appreciate it. Definitely read the one before. Just in case I didn't. In case I did not. So if we press that, there is still all of this, which I could actually finish building. It kind of you know, maybe solidifies things together a little bit more. What I am concerned about, though, is how the torches around here light the build up. So if we do a little experiment and kind of curtail these edges a bit. I'm not entirely sure, like the black concrete might come down to this level, but what I'm noticing is like you want a little bit more darkness. And then we need to blend into this big open roof of these caves. Very fortunate actually that the edge of the ribcage kind of lines up with what's down below. Might have been really tricky to do something without that. So yeah, I guess we're back on another bit of a grind here, just modifying things for our new plans. We've got Ed Network here for 72 months. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate ya. Thank you for the continued support, my dude. Could also start a vanilla instance in the CurseForge launcher, says Lucro. I guess that's true. I guess that'd be true, right? Might be a somewhat controversial question, but can you speak a little bit about the necessity for having Hermitcraft be family friendly? Obviously it creates an atmosphere of wholesome content, but do you think it might be limiting the outreach and interest of the viewers? Says Sheepsaurus. That's not a controversial question, but it's a loaded question because like the necessity of Hermitcraft to be family friendly, that's just an idea you've created for yourself. Hermitcraft is not family friendly, like as in we don't say that. That's just something people ascribe to us. So how can I put it, you know? We're a group of individuals, everyone's got their own different style and flavour, and, you know, together we're Hermitcraft, but Hermitcraft doesn't have anything anywhere saying it's family friendly. You know, like, if you're on the internet and you're not particularly interested in effing and jeffing and swearing and you're into, air quotes, wholesome stuff or whatever, that doesn't mean you're family friendly by design. It just means, you're being you, hopefully. And, you know, we've got a lot of similar, like-minded people playing together, as groups often tend to do, right? You tend to attract like-minded people, and so it is what it is, essentially. I love how they asked the same to Cub and he dropped the F-bomb to answer, says Sit on Sky. Exactly, yeah, and, you know, Cub's welcome to say the F-bomb. I don't have a problem with it. He's him, being him, you know? Cub's a good guy. And, we're a group of individuals. Again, there's no rules on what you can and can't say. Asky is here for 9 months, saying Twitch baby. Thank you so much for the Twitch baby. We've got P Eternal Fear here. Stormageddon 646, Jack Kenny 04, and Hero of Thyme. Y'all been gifted subs, be sure to say thanks in the chat. Appreciate you. Isn't it more of a respect thing between the hermits, says Grim Shadow? Yeah, it's totally a sign of respect. Just respecting one, just almost sound like I said disrespecting. Just respecting one another's, you know, space and preferences and whatnot. Together with Hermitcraft sounds like a part of the intro to a HC show. If there was one, that would be a cool little tagline, wouldn't it? But yeah, like some people ascribe family friendly to me, and I don't ascribe it to myself. You know, I want to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I don't advertise myself as being family friendly. You know, it's up to you to listen and decide, but yeah, I think if you do that, it's like a sort of a layer of responsibility to then hold your content to the standards of someone else's idea of what that means, and that is not like particularly something I'm interested in. Right, so now as we rip more of this out, it's going to be a strange one to do. I think we're going to have to focus on little areas like over here and bring in some scaffold and just kind of like get the bottom of the ribs exposed. Yeah, that seems quite likely the next step forward. So I will go ahead and find some scaffolding. I think I might have some in my ender chest, which I might have left up top now that I think about it. Fortunately, this stone stuff gets pretty dark here and there, and I think that will probably just about get us through. Might have to change the plan with all of these torches everywhere. Might have to throw down a chest or two at some point. Family friendly feels like it has some implied rule set, like the PG system for TV, etc., says Eddard Starch. That's exactly it, that's exactly the point. But I can recommend you to my family, that's got to count as family friendly. Well, you know, you can recommend it to someone you don't like, so does that make it someone you don't like friendly? Like, that's not a proper line of logic, is it? If you're like, if you say here's some family friendly content, then you're suggesting that it meets some sort of guidelines or ideals. So if you introduce my content to someone, just describe it in your own words. Hey, this guy doesn't swear, sometimes he talks about this thing, sometimes he talks about that thing. You know, like, I'm trying to be me, I'm not trying to be in some category, essentially, right? Okay, grab this. You all should be recommending X to everyone, says Becca. Yeah, why are you not doing that? Yo, why is not everyone on Earth watching? If only everyone just recommended. You know, then someone else would tune in, then they'd recommend, and would have it on lock. So simple. You're a bunch of slackers, aren't you? That's what the problem is. Right, let's throw an ender pearl over in here. Let's do that. Did you just eat bone meal? Yeah, I'm on a bone meal diet. Gotta grow big and strong, right? Yeah, just in time. I did indeed leave that there. And I don't exactly have a lot of scaffold left. A little bit concerning. Down we go, down we go. Yeah, it feels weird. This beam of light doesn't help because that'll get turned into some absolute darkness at some point. And then over here, you can see how these torches are gonna mess with what's going on up top. So we do need to manage the light levels in intelligent ways around here. These two in particular are, yeah, now it looks a little bit better. But over on this side is where I could see us getting started. Maybe we just build this big bony lump. And we'll build a little bit of it. When I have bone blocks, I left them up top. Okay, does anyone know if the bug with the realms not saving your progress was fixed yet? Best place to find out the answer to your question would be the Minecraft what's it called again? Not feedback. You know, Minecraft has a whole website dedicated to all the version logs and updates and stuff, and if you're going to find it anyway, you're going to find it there, right? I'm always amazed the places people go to ask particular questions. Is the spine solid or hollow bone? That's a great question. I don't know the answer. I just made it hollow so I could fly through it over here, right? May not be scientifically accurate. Warning. How about brown mushroom to light up the dark places? Well, I don't want to light them up, so no. And how would I place brown mushrooms over here? Like, it doesn't work like that. Okay, we need to go in a little bit more. So somewhere around here it's going to have to, like, stay as stone. is what's weird. And that'll be defined by the darkness, but you definitely need like a little bit more of this going on. I think, And then, yeah, it's like I want to be able to flick back and forth to decide. Do have a torch there that's interfering, that's for sure. Let's get up to the... Ugh, gosh. Everything here will just be tedious now. We can just chip away at one block at a time kind of attitude. Whoops. Not the bone blocks, though. And again, another torch that we don't want. And then some of this stuff's going to have to come away, isn't it? Sheeposaurus says, so quite a while ago, Mumbo and Grian had somewhat of a collaboration with certain other Minecraft content creators, and it was made abundantly clear that there was to be no swearing or anything at the sort of the videos, otherwise they would leave immediately. And at that point, I came to the realization Hermitcraft very likely has an extremely strict invitation policy. Pearl and Gemini, clearly talented, interesting people, but what was the process of getting them in? Again, another assumption right there. I mean, if you watch a video between some creators that do and don't swear, and then, and you know, they turn up in someone else's video and they're not swearing, then, you know, you can make the assumption that there was some sort of communication about, hey, let's not swear or whatever, right? But, like, don't extend that to Hermitcraft, because that's, you know, that's not, like, an express thing, right? I don't know, it just, again, the assumptions are there, and it's just not, they're just assumptions, right? That's not how it works. I don't know what else to say, really. I think I'm going to just fill in all of this right here. You know, if we're recruiting for Hermitcraft or whatever, it's people we know, people we like, people we get along with and can make videos together. I'm sure them fitting into our group is going to be a deciding factor, right? But that, like, it's not, I don't know how to describe it, it's not that the thing you think first is, do they swear? It's like, do they fit in with us? Like, are they our friends? Do we know them? What kind of Minecrafter are they? So if you got, you know, Minecrafter over here, Minecrafter who Fs and Jeffs and slags people off in their videos and whatnot, we're not going to be like, oh look, he's swearing, they're not suitable. It's more like, you know, you're not even thinking about them to begin with because of the kind of behaviour they engage with or whatever, right? Like, it's like-minded people who make like-minded content coming together. So I think it's probably fair to say that, yeah, they probably did speak to the other creator and say, look, we don't swear in our videos, cool if you don't, but like, that's a conversation, right? Like, that they've had and agreed upon before making that video. I'm okay with the Fs, but I draw a hard line at the Jeffs, says Retrospects. Hard line at the Jeffs. This is a really weird thing to shape up right now, because you find the edge and then you bring it down, but like, where's the correct bit to bring it down at? Not entirely sure. Like, this will be the next column, right? It's going to have to be done in columns, I think. Then you're going to have another one here. And then that makes me think, God, these are just tiny little details that no one will ever see, you know? But, you know, we've got to make it perfect, right? Yeah, and then I kind of don't actually want it, I don't know what's going to happen there. I think there's going to be like a bunch of black blocks on the surface, so maybe we just leave it like that there. No one will ever know. And then just Right, now we've got some like hard lines that we're gonna drill all the way down to the open cave, and then see how it looks. Ben MH02, y'all been gifted a sub by Becca. Becca, thank you for gifting the sub. Appreciate it as always. Thank you for supporting our community and all that you do, of course. And then over here, this stuff will get properly done at another point in time, I imagine, with the scaffold. So yeah, let's switch gears, right? We've had a little discussion about family friendliness or whatever. Shibasaur says, I appreciate the answers you gave. You give me a bit to think about. Yeah, basically, one thing, it's like making assumptions is kind of important on one hand. Like, you do have to intuit things, but I think you just like totally misunderstood the vibe. There's not, you know, a calculated decision. It's just, this is the sort of people we are, and this is what we do, you know. Just picture yourself as a content creator who doesn't really swear. It's not because you're trying to check some box and then you've got an opportunity to record to other people. It's like completely reasonable that you might say, look, I don't do that in my videos and I'm not comfortable with it, but that doesn't then mean that Hermitcraft has that as a rule or something, right? It's just the vibe of the group is different. I like maturity in videos, but swearing has nothing to do with it. Yeah, it's a different type of maturity when you refer to swearing as maturity. That's just more like we seem to consider being of age or adult or whatever to mean you're more accustomed to swearing, something like that. And now there's all this stone to collect, gosh. You know what? I think we're going to get away with that. It's going to be a weird transition. We're going to have to work on where some of the light sources are, but in general, I think if we oh my god, that's kind of cool. Oh, I gotta say, I didn't expect at any point to sort of look up and be like, whoa, but we can make that happen. Now, you see that? Oh, that's glow liking. I thought that was something else. I thought it was the torches down here reaching far up enough, but. Oh, well that just gave me a boost of confidence now, because I'm like, oh, actually, this is looking pretty cool. Part of maturity is learning when to swear and when not to, says Hero of Time. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've expressed why I don't swear plenty of times, and I'll say it again briefly for anyone who wants to know but hasn't heard it before. I got to a point in my life where I noticed that I swore a lot, but I wasn't very articulate. Like, I never felt like I was really saying much. You'd always be like, yeah, man, it's effing insane, isn't it? Yeah, God, can't believe it's so effing crazy. Like, I don't know, something like that. And then I was like, I'm not actually really, like, saying much. And I decided that I just kind of wanted to stop doing that and stop swearing and be more articulate and yeah, I like it. Is this X's audition tape to Lad Bible? Yeah, man. I'm a crazy geezer, always effing and jeffing. Jeez, no. Right. Cool. Are we gonna get off the waffles and get into the minigame stuff, or is chat gonna lure me in with another one? Did you do anything to help you quit? Yeah, I stopped buying cigarettes, and I was able to quit. Ah! That was supposed to be a joke, I don't know what that was. Well, I just had to, like, you know, notice myself swearing and try and cut back on it a bit, I guess. Let's move on to the minigames. We are here to talk about something a little different, of course. Curry time, says Wiggly Fox. I cooked homemade onion bhaji today. It weren't all that, but, you know. It was what it was. It was alright. I enjoy my food. Lately though, because I haven't been having takeaways, and I've been eating pretty lean, and just eating what I need, and trying not to think about food all the time, I've gone into like a really nice sort of space where it's just like, it's just not an obsession or anything, like, I just eat what I need to and get on with it, and I choose as healthy as I can every day. I have some fruit, have some yogurt, and I get on with it, you know, and I don't binge anymore or whatnot. And it's kind of nice just to sort of focus on other stuff too, right? I mean, we've come out of the pandemic now, and it's sort of, depending on who you ask, but like it's time to just let that way of feeling and those habits, like, you got to distance yourself from them and move on. When I like fire up the TV, I do have loads of sand. When I fire up the TV when I'm eating, like, my goal is not really to spend time in front of the telly every day, but I want to entertain myself while I have some food. And I've forgotten why I came back up here now. Dang it! Now I remember. I want some of these. Yeah, and I have like these weird impulses when I see the little thumbnails for movies to be like, oh, movie time. And I'm like, oh, no, that's Pandemic. That's Pandemic X. Got to get away from all that kind of feeling now. And it's really interesting because, like, identifying how you feel is always kind of interesting. But something that used to give me a bit of, I don't think I'm using the right word, but anxiety, I'm just going to say it anyway. Like, I used to get like a bit weird with having lists of stuff, right? Like, I always make lists of like movies, albums I'm going to listen to, and TV shows that I want to watch, and then these lists get big, right? They're just there to give you something to entertain with yourself at another point of time. But then they start getting big, and you start feeling like you have to work your way through them. Ugh. Jesus V says, I've been switching from watching 1 hour long TV shows to videos on YouTube that take up less time. What I'd say to that is, you can choose to watch those TV shows in shorter bursts. Like, I like, it took me a while to get used to, but I'm watching this series on Amazon at the moment, and like, I watch it in 20-minute chunks, you know? And it really ain't bad to do that. It's not bad at all. I mean, it might take some getting used to if you're, like, used to that sort of format. Of, like, watching the whole thing at once. Excuse me. But I do that with movies and TV shows too. Some of y'all are saying it is anxiety. It's decision anxiety, probably, is like its close relative. And this thing that I heard today, again, this video, this TED Talk that I was waffling on about earlier, it again just touched on like how you think and feel about stuff. And I've been getting there myself, I just haven't like articulated it, because it's like I know that these feelings aren't helpful, but like I'm moving away from them, but maybe I haven't fully described to myself what they are, or something like that. What it is that these lists create this weird sense of like, oh, I need to do that. And I don't, and I realize these lists, it's like my creative projects, it's like my videos that I make and other things. These lists are here for me to return to when I'm in that space. They're not some thing that I'm chasing that needs to get done. They're not like chores around the house or important life stuff. They're just there to be done whenever the time is to do them. And shifting your mind into that space for me has been extraordinarily healthy, I guess. You know, just realizing that I'm actually finding it difficult to talk and build all of a sudden. I'm like, hang on, what am I doing here? Where are these going? Is that what I'm doing? Something like that. Yeah, it's just like, those things are there for when you want to do them, and you don't have to think about them like they're a list that actually need completing. Life is just one darn thing after another, right? There's that quote. But the thing is, like, you never finish the project of life, and you'll never finish all of the things that you're doing in life. They will forever be, you know, your to-do list of life will forever be unfinished. So just be at ease with that and enjoy the process. So if you're not in the mood to do one thing, it's not the end of the world, it's just, hey, maybe now's not the time to do it, and go to the next thing. Because yeah, like I said, I've got all these like lists of projects and things to do, and it feels like they never run out, but you can get caught up in the idea that you need to be on top of it, and it's like, actually, it's not about being on top of it, it's just about maintaining the ideas of the things that you want to do and your goals, and then you chip away at them whenever the time is right, I guess. I think I might have had the wrong approach here to this area. I think I should have probably filled this in a bit more, actually. I think I'm going to undo this a touch. Let's come back to about here and look at it like we're going to fill it in. Need to suss out the best way to do these things for the long term, you know? Like as we do the whole area, there's going to be tons of little areas that just need tweaking and figuring out. Then it comes down there. Yeah. Oh, maybe... oh, maybe I did... Oh, God, it's so awkward to look at this space and figure out where stuff should go. That's better. Rightio. I think, anyway, I've had a waffle. I think we should move on. Raven Monster, thank you for 13 months of support. How's the skeleton going, X? It's doing alright. It's doing alright. It's serving its purpose. Currently. Thank you for the 13 months. Crappy Toast is here for 9 months, saying it feels like yesterday when I subbed. But here I am for 9 months. I hope you keep being yourself, as I've enjoyed you being yourself for so long. Thank you, my dude. Have a Twitch baby right there. Horror map with the warden, slowness and blindness, says Reveler. Yeah, you know, the warden would be an interesting one to mess about with, for sure. It's not the best kind of minigame mechanic for me, personally, to start with, I don't feel like. I mean, just the warden alone, maybe need to think about its behaviour a little bit more. But yeah, there could be something there, I guess. Ooh, this bit of the song's kind of creepy, isn't it? I did remember there was a pretty foreboding part of it. When I listened to it the other day, I was like, ooh, scary. Almost vampire-ish. See, battleships, but each square you hit, you win a valuable item of the other players. It's just too vague. Like, maybe like this isn't just not a great way to do this kind of thing. Like, for example, I would start off with like a mechanic, and then how it can be pivoted into a game. That's how I designed the ones that I did the other day. But just saying battleships, that's so many questions in my head, like so many things. And I can't think of something fundamental to Minecraft that just enables like battleship without, I don't know, a bunch of complex redstone engineering and stuff. Some games can be really simple too, just social games. That's actually, again, I didn't write down these ideas, but I had some ideas a while back for like social games. Maybe I did write it down somewhere, but always write down your ideas, peeps. Like, usually it's you have them at inconvenient times, but it's good to write them down. But yeah, just sort of like quiz games and guessing games that could sort of explore dynamics between players, especially with gambling. And speaking of that, like, we had that stat poker in Season 7. And that's really fun, I think, for viewers, because it sort of looks into the psychology of who's playing. And a lot of the things that they were working with were relevant to the season, you know, things that you've done in the season, your stats. So it checks a lot of boxes, an idea like that. But Potato says, when I write my ideas down, I usually look at them weeks later and think, what's this for? Yeah, so, you know, good note-taking goes a long way as well. I've learnt that myself. I made a bit of a mistake recently where I did something I shouldn't have done, and it was because I had a poorly written note that made me think, oh, I need to go do this thing, and it turned out, no, that's not what the note was for. And so, yeah, always do your due diligence with your notes. It'll go a long way. Yeah, good note taking is an important skill, I guess. Cool, I'm liking this bit of the song. Oops, so that one needs to be this stuff. So yeah, like just think about mechanics. Like if you spot a good mechanic, I don't want to give away some of the games that I came up with. So one, we started with just the simplest mechanic where it was like in the game you can do this and this happens, and then what can we take from that to turn it into a game? We came up with something fantastic. I came up with another one involving the powder snow block, and it was just like, okay, you can pick this thing up, you can place it down. How can we like leverage that into a game? And pretty quickly we found a way to leverage it into a game, and it was really fun to playtest. To the point where that one's got a lot of legs. Like, when you see that later in the season, that will make multiple games, this idea. But you know, I kind of want to keep things a little bit of a surprise. I'm getting a lot of messages passed on from the mods. The music disc idea, if you want more puzzles, like maybe a short story that hermits have to put in the right order. Now that's some great thinking. Okay, I'll probably go over these notes later and organise them better, but in fact, yeah, I don't need to take an individual note for that one. I think it'll be pretty clear later. But yes, narration is now a potential. In fact, that's the note that I need to make. I'm going to write that down. Music disc equals, you know, like narration as a minigame component, and it also equals, you know, sound effects as a potential thing to guide the player more. So, very cool ideas. Let's go ahead, do that. Dang, I just want to say I'm really liking this song, this part of the song. It's really cool. Very mellow, very chill. Ender Golf. Oh yes, that was actually something we talked about. I had that on my ideas list. Ender Golf we played in Season 1 of Hermitcraft, and I just thought it was a really cool one to bring back. But essentially, we were sort of thinking you need more than a single component these days to make a good Minecraft minigame, right? So Ender Golf plus something else could then be really interesting, right? So it's one to think of combining with others, I would say. Using snowballs, create ski ball where the holes are wall surrounded sculk sensors which register which hole you got it into. That's possibly just doable with the target block, but I like it. Now it's a very simple idea, and I'm just trying to think, couldn't we do this for a long time with different mechanics, right? Like, you could shoot an arrow at something. So, like, were there any mini-games that involved that? I think Impulse made one where he shot them at moving targets. So then I would say, okay, that's kind of been done. What other environment can you be in when that challenge is magnified, right? That's the kind of way you have to think about games, I think, is like, it's not just the one idea, it's what else to mix with. It's a great idea, though. All these ideas are great. Maybe something will click at some point. Also, Cubfan's golf game with Scar from Season 6 of Hermitcraft, that might have just been the best darn thing ever when it comes to minigames. Like, there's a server that now has it on, and we went and played on it for a minute, and I was just reminded of how great that game was. If ever, was it Season 7 or Season 6? But if ever there was something in the past of Hermitcraft that deserves to be brought onto a future season, I'd say it was that. Why did I come back up here? Because we ran out of... Okay, we need wall and we need concrete, yeah. Maybe we'll sort out the concrete first. Maybe I should just drop these off because they're just filling up space, right? So sand was somewhere over here. I mean, gravel was in that area. And then we need a stack of that. Kind of like darts then. Darts is an interesting overlap potentially. Atom 7k, thank you for 17 months. Hey X, one last thing on the topic of lists and stuff you need to do. A friend of mine said a very good thing the other day. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. I feel like if you elaborated on that, I would know what you mean. But as I read it, I feel like I also might not know what you mean. I mean, perfection can... I think what you're saying is good, as in good enough, right? And yeah, I totally agree with that, because of the 80-20 rule. It's like it's 20% of the work to get 80% along. But then the last 20% is 80% of the work, right? So if you're making a video, the value of the video is realized in a small amount compared to the extra distance you could go to realize the entire value of whatever it is you're doing. Diminishing returns, yeah, that's the way of thinking about it. Tyser says, what in the hell? He has a storage system and he doesn't use it. I do use it. I mean, I haven't been sorting out those shulker boxes yet is the problem. A lot of them are like bulk items that need to go somewhere else, and I haven't figured out where I want to put them is the problem. What about a kind of roulette or something similar where players watch different mobs and make bets on what they think it's going to do? Like, is that sheep looking at me? Yeah, so frogs, goats in particular have some really wacky movement patterns that could be fun. That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna really like think over these notes and make better notes out of them. Like, what I would write down as a response to that is how can the behavior of a mob be manipulated? And what for? And then I would look through the wiki and I would go through the mobs of this game one by one, and I'd think about like what I know about them and how they move and behave, and then something might spark and it might be like, oh, I can do something really unique with that. But off the top of my head, like, nothing much is coming to mind. And sometimes like working with mobs can be a bit of a pain, especially if they despawn, or, you know, sometimes mob behavior can be pretty inconsistent and unreliable. Boat surfing down a hill, you have to hit a certain target along the way. It can also be in teams. That sounds like a decent way to do hitting the target. You could also do it on a rail, which would feel very much like one of those theme park rides where you sit in the cart, you go around shooting the lasers, and then you get some points for it. Oh, there's a tadpole idea? What's that about? Since you want game ideas, I've got a weird one. If you dispense tadpoles in the nether, the water isn't dispensed, but the tadpole is. Surround the dispenser with lava, and the tadpole will randomly jump around until it falls and dies. Have 2 dispensers with tadpoles. The last tadpole alive wins. The thing with that is, I mean, do they randomly jump in and out of lava? You know, when I'm talking about making a minigame, I am thinking of making something a little more, let's say, replayable. I don't know. I mean, that sounds like a fun thing to do for a minute, but then once you've seen it once, that's kind of it. Would it be possible to make cricket with ice and armor stands? Possibly. Yellow Harold is here for 76 months saying, hi, back from a couple of vacations, a bit early. I got reversed into on my motorcycle, dang, and had to cut the Norway trip short. I'm fine, the motorcycle isn't so much, dude. I'm glad you're well. That's one thing to learn, is that the value of our lives is you know, so much more than objects. And if ever you're in a situation like that, like, count your blessings. I'm glad you got out of there alive, you know. A motorbike can be replaced, but you can't. Or you should make like a Fall Guys sort of game. Alright, so isn't Fall Guys the one where you sort of run along an obstacle course? we could potentially do something like that. Obstacle courses are very doable in this game, I think. Right, now is it me, or did we like manage to lose a fair bit of concrete? And like, where did it go? Because I've only got 49. But I do have 15. Ah! This stuff never got converted. Fall Guys is like the old Wipeout TV show. Mumbo actually made Wipeout in Minecraft like a bunch of years ago. It was pretty cool. I think I even played it. Yeah, no, I played it and made a video on it. That was back in the days where like you would sort of upload daily and like you'd just do any old thing, whereas these days it's all, you know, top-notch quality or whatever. There's higher standards. Back then it was like, oh look, Mumbo made this map, I'll record myself playing it for 10 minutes, and that was a video. Simple days of YouTube. Some sort of frog with animals on leads, says Jesus. I don't know. Let me like try and suggest a better starting point. Like, think of a mechanic that lends itself to being used in a whole bunch of different ways. And if you start there, then you draw from other traditional game ideas. For example, Frogger might just be something that comes to mind. Like if we were working with some sort of jumping mechanic, you know, you start with the mechanic and then... Oh wait, I'm doing this all wrong. And then you might get to a point where it's like, oh, this can be like that game, right? That's how I approach this stuff. Could you direct LAs with note blocks and make a sort of crane game? I don't know what a crane game is, but yes, you could potentially have allays. They're in 1.19.1, they're going to be very easy to work with because we'll be able to duplicate them. There's an interesting... I mean, you might be able to make a game out of the allays themselves. Like, okay, so here's a bad idea, but like, whose allay is better? Okay, sounds like, what do you mean, whose allay is better? But, you know, allays have a job to do. They have to go pick up items, right? And you could have a mini game where perhaps it's like you and another hermit, and you gotta... Who can... You know what I mean? Jeez, I don't know what I mean. Who can get that allay to do that job the quickest, or something like that? It doesn't sound terribly good, but, you know, sometimes the beginning of ideas don't. You're just gonna riff with it. So I'm gonna kind of like bring it to that level for now, and then maybe even go one lower, and then rip out everything under that, and just see where we're at then. Because this kind of pushes it away from any light sources a bit, so hopefully we get to embrace any darkness down there. What I do have to do is probably rip out that granite. Okay, wow, we are really at a point of seeing if this is going to pay off or not. When you're in this area here, you're really gonna see it. I think it might have been better to have done that little area different, but who knows? Okay, so we want to get rid of some torches around here because they're going to just be spreading light all over the place, and I think that's the most of it. Yep. Apparently I just decided we need to rip out more over here too. Where are we going? Down here? Oh, dang. You do kind of see the bone, does it? Yeah, it needs to go back a little further, I think, but then it's only that stuff underneath. Yeah, taking it back further is not a bad idea, but how far, I'm not entirely sure. Wow, that stuff can stay down there. So yeah, no, we're onto something here. This is totally going to work in the long run. As you can see, there is something up here we probably don't want. It's a light source. There's two actually I can spot. They're not very helpful there. They're destroying the illusion, the beautiful illusion that we got. There's quite a lot of light over that side, actually. Alright. So let's say we take it back just a few blocks at a time. Don't go too crazy with it, right? Yeah, it gets tricky there to see what's going on. Now we've got like a bunch of stone exposed. Hey, we got a noise in the ear. It's the Vixen here for 41 months. Thank you so much. Thank you for your continued support. I hope you're enjoying the stream. So we just consider that all of that's going to go dark in a moment. I think I might just leave it like that. And where does it go over here? It's actually sort of joining the diagonal that already exists, right? There you go. Dang. It's still... I feel like it might even be more obvious now. I mean, it's always going to be obvious to some degree. We just have to do the best we can. So, I think that's kind of alright. It's kind of alright. We're really lucky with where this thing is positioned. It might get trickier over on this side. We can always just reshape a lot of this. So, from there, I'd say there's too much light up in that space. Let's see if we can do something about that. We might want to make use of some white carpet on top of the bone, actually, in various spots. Ow! You wanted to think about mechanics for a minigame. Skulk sensors are obvious, but the way allay, follow, and pick up items could be interesting if you utilised it well. I would say I don't think skulk sensors are quite that obvious. Maybe I should just take the time to look through the list of things it can detect. That's usually a better starting place, because you remember when skulk sensors first came around and a lot of people were saying like this is going to revolutionise redstone and stuff, but then it kind of didn't, because of the nature of how it was wireless was not as useful, at least in the context of redstone, as people would have hoped. So maybe it has its place in minigames. We'll soon find out. Yeah, what did I say? Some white wool might be useful next, and then we want to put some glow like in our inventory, which will be in here. And off we go again. I think I'm going to sit down for the next bit of the stream as well. There's multiple ways to move quickly. Soul speed, elytra, ice boats, minecarts, horses, beacons. Perhaps a race of different paths using different means requiring you to find the best line for each. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. My problem with that is that it's not particularly appealing. I'm not so keen on the mechanic of like, play this thing over and over again. Let's move the desk down now and figure out what the best line is. I would prefer that the best line is more in the hands of the player. So with this other game that we've got, it requires the player to like manage a certain skill. Sometimes it can be multiple skills, and there isn't a best line. Everything's equal for every player, and it's obvious. Like, you know what the best way to go is. You gotta use that the right way. That's the way I like to do a game. I mean, I'm not knocking the idea. I don't think it suits me, I guess. That's what that's what I'm thinking. Right, I saw a 0 up there, which was concerning, and yeah, so like we kind of don't want these ones really, because they're so close to that over there. So as a result, we could just for a few spots do this. If I could get over there. And I think I might try put in, yeah, a bit worried it might pop out rather strongly. where to go from here? Ah, yeah, I got an entrance here that I'm going to get rid of. I'm not going to use this anymore, so let's just go ahead and rip this out. This was just... The concept just doesn't work that well. Like, maybe I could have spent more time trying to make a nice entrance, but I just didn't enjoy flying over to it. So, going to rip that out and cover it up. That's genius, says Jemin. What one was that? I missed that one. You could use teams of fishing rods to see how high you can fling something. The mechanic of the fishing rod is definitely a fun and useful one. I could see something interesting going on with that. Here we go. This music's really hypnotic. I love it. There you go. Making sure it's all good. I can see a couple of spots over here. They're kind of close to where we don't want to put too much light. Hopefully that works. And then a similar problem over here. It's just that one on its own. Huh, ninja! I am a ninja. Watch me place carpet. Very good. Okay. Over here we go. Gonna add my own little extra blocks. A chess game sounds easy to implement, says as I expressed earlier, like, you want to make a game that's fun to watch for the viewer. That's a really important part of making a minigame. If you're into chess, you probably don't want to watch it through the lens of, you know, some visuals on a Minecraft game. So, like, what we want to do is create unique games that are really fun to play and fun for the viewer to watch. Like, think about Decked Out. Decked Out is such a beautiful game because Tango managed to create some like proper goals that you would want to play his minigame over and over again, which is real challenging to achieve, and then make it like a thing that everyone on the server can get involved, and the game evolves itself over time, and yeah, it's just a beautiful mix of like different elements and stuff. Perhaps a two-player game where the chickens are falling from the sky and each player would try to shoot the chickens on each side. There would be a skulk at the bottom on which player had the most skulk made from the XP at the end would win. Yeah, that's a reasonable one, but it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a shooting game, a shooting gallery game, right? And that's the sort of thing that will probably get played a couple of times and then that'll be it. But, you know, like, please don't take me like not picking up these ideas as not valuable or not good. It's really good to engage and think about all the mechanics and stuff. I'm just filtering it through, like, what is my objective, right? And my objective is to create a game that has some replay value inside of the server, which is a really hard thing to achieve. If you think back across lots of the minigames over the seasons, they tend to get played a couple of times and then get forgotten about, which is a bit of a shame, but it's kind of just how it works, you know? I kind of feel like I'm getting a bit distracted over here, like maybe I should be focusing on the bottom area more than this space. Where is the carpet? Just leave it like that for now. So yeah, I was actually in the right spot, wasn't I? I was all the way over here and then I got distracted. Somehow. Started walking up this space. So yeah, I kind of just want to get rid of the dirt, right? So that you don't have that popping out because it's brighter than the stone. Same thing with the granite, really. And then there's some, yeah, some of this over here. I'm not sure quite how we'll handle that. Probably gonna rip this out again, I reckon, when we get to that. Yellow Harold, the chicken capture elytra flying minigame was really awesome. What one was that? I think I might have missed that one. But yeah, like what? Falling chickens and catching them with a lead on an elytra? That I could see that being pretty hilarious. You know, dragging items around, or sorry, mobs with a lead when you're flying is like notoriously bad because the momentum kills them, right, when they hit the ground or something. But or the lead snaps as well, actually. Yeah, I think the lead snapping might be the issue, but yeah, with chickens you don't have to worry about fall damage. I remember you made a couple of mini-games in the Netherlands district in Season 7. Maybe take a look at that and see if you can improve those games. Yeah, so there's one game there, the armor stand face-off thing, that could easily be brought back. And I was thinking of bringing it back with using the models thing that we got going on now. That might make it really interesting. Like, because then the armor stands would, you know, you plop an item on it and it could represent so much more if it had, you know, a unique shape. They would be like chess pieces. They could tell you a story about what they are and what they do, or at least remind you of what the rules are. That's the piece that does this thing, you know. So there's potential there with the armor stands. That's something I've got on the back of my mind, is that might become useful. Okay, definitely ripping out a little bit of that then. Right, and now I'm standing on this little thing. Yeah, that's not bad at all. You don't really notice. Then the light on the side of that, it's obvious. We'll probably go in and dig it back at a few points, but that torch will come away. That will get filled in, and the beacon beam eventually won't be here. So I don't think I need to touch any of that now. Maybe we could build more of the base of this. I think, yeah, I need to tidy up the opposite side, right? Like, we've made it work on one side, now we've got to make it work on the other. Yellow Harold, it was made by Tango in Season 4. It was called Rooster Booster. Right, Season 4. Yeah, the mini-games over there. So long ago, that's real vague. But yes, there was a mini-game area in Season 4. To be fair, just going back through each of the previous Hermitcraft seasons properly would provide so much ideas and inspiration, because we've done so many crazy cool things. How do we do this space on the opposite side? Yeah, kind of behind the bit that comes down, we ripped it out. So that's sort of where we are right now. So we'll do that again on this side. Yeah, and you can see we've actually got some black concrete in here, which might not stay, although... Is that close to our storage room? It's not. It's just a thing that we did. So I'm going to rip out a little bit of that now. Season 3 had Hermit Frills, but the only game I remember from there was Mumbo's Mini Temple of Notch. Now, Season 3 had a really cool game where you would fall onto a body of water and place a lily pad. And the idea was, like, to avoid the lily pad, so you take it in turns. And I can imagine that game would probably be easier to make now, because you'd have a few more mechanics at your advantage to make the interface a little smoother. That one's definitely worth bringing back, because it's really fun. You take turns. It's funny when someone dies. Can you add an element to that? Like, I'm thinking, what if a spectator is throwing snowballs at the player and like nudging them? But I feel like it's one of those things where everything happens so fast. You know, you fall down, and then it's over. It's kind of like, probably doesn't suit having that interaction. But a game where a spectator can get involved could just be great for shenanigans, right? Like banter and having fun socially, because the spectators are getting involved. For the list, that lily pad game from earlier. Thanks, Lucro. Appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, I'm just thinking back to Season 8. There was a minigame Cub made, and before we played, Grian threw a load of snowballs or something in front of me, and it meant I started with like a bunch of lily pads that had been knocked off. Now, that's not how you were supposed to play, but thinking back on that moment, like what if we could... Oh, we can easily manipulate the rate at which a spectator has access to snowballs, for example. The issue might be that they could stockpile them, but you could play a game of, like, Survive, where... like, the spectators are standing next to dispensers, giving them snowballs, and they're throwing them at lily pads. Oh, this sounds great. This sounds good. And, the lily pads are then obviously like a spleef in a way, so it might take a little bit of balancing to figure out, oh, how many spectators do you have at a time, and etc, etc. But all of that stuff can be sussed out, right? And then you might have a cool little mini game as a result of all of that. How do we do this on the opposite side? Is this the one where... Yeah, look at that. I actually came down a long ways, and on this side I'm tempted just to rip it all out right now, so maybe we'll keep them the same and just pop back round to here for a moment. Like, we kind of kept all of this before, didn't we? So we'll do the same on this side. Come back to that spot. And then I need to get underneath and sort of fill all of that in, I guess. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, so that's going on the list then. So snowballs and lily pads. That's a mechanic that can be done in a variety of ways. So maybe what I expressed is not the optimum way, but figure it out, you know. Keep it on the mind, and it might come useful in a brainstorming session. Okay, and then it's sort of all filled in at this point, isn't it? So that's probably not so great. Yeah, then it sort of all hangs off. Oh, actually, the cutoff is sort of there, so it's sort of just in front of me a bit. Let's get back up there. By the way, peeps, 1,200 you tuned in. Be sure to hit the follow button if you're enjoying the stream. And now I'm talking really fast, like one of those fast talky people on the YouTubes. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, the other button, and all the buttons, and hit them all and hit them with your face. What? I don't know. I'm talking really fast. My brain can't keep up. Matt Sabu, thank you for 43 months. Ashley Downs, thank you for 2 months. Greatly appreciated. And be sure, as I said, to hit that follow button. And I thought there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember. Oh, God, I'm so bad at being a Twitch person thing. God. God, why are you even watching? Okay, right, back up here. Back up here. What was that? LOL, says it's fix. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. I was trying my best to be one of those pro YouTubers. I think I did a joke like that before, and I was lamenting on how I get kind of turned off like when I tune into a video and it's like, hey guys, welcome back to another one, and I've got an amazing video for you in this one, and be sure to hit that like button. And like, there's that particular type of like talking in the gaming space that I don't vibe with it. And every now and then you come across something like that, and I'm always like, this ain't my thing. This ain't my jam. I like my jam on my toast. Not in my YouTube videos though. Right, over here I think we'll blend this up a little bit with some of that. I don't know. Hopefully it will look alright from down below. It will look somehow natural, you know, like a giant ribcage does. In ye old Minecraft, giant ribcages look very natural, don't they? Oh god, they do. God, you know, you just cave in, you're like, hey, it kind of looks like a ribcage. Imagine though, you're like, Minecraft, Mojang, you've overdone the fossils. This is not what we wanted. Okay, it's too big. Because there are fossils in Minecraft, right? I think there are. I think I must have very rarely actually found them though. They're just always very elusive, those fossils. I never really come across them. But I'm sure they exist somewhere out there. You could have the spectators be assigned to either of the main participants. So 2 people jumping, 1 trying to hit them at a lily pad, and 1 trying to make them avoid it. Yeah, there's a variety of ways in which that could transpire. I wonder if you can put a sand block on top of a lily pad, hit it with a snowball, and then have it drop through. Because it'd be kind of cool to have like a bit of a counting game thing going on there too. Gonna rip that out for now. Let me in! Oh! Yeah, I mean, every time I want to get like over to my storage, it's like rockets, loose health, ender pearls. It's like it costs a bunch of things just to get out. And all I got is 3 stacks. That's all I got. God, so organised. Oh, dang it! You know what this means? Okay, made it. Right, I need some of them, some of these, some of those. That can get sorted. I can't believe he doesn't use his sortage system. Ah, what is he playing at? You need a honey wall with water columns. I mean, that could be used in a minigame, right? Like, you can use the honey blocks. Oh. Oh, you've given me an idea. Oh, you've given me an absolute idea. I think I can make a game with that mechanic. It just totally popped into my head. All the pieces fit together and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'd play that. Dang, thank you. I already made a note, Luca. I already made the note. I was like, that one's got to be remembered. Ah, I don't want that. Would the storage drawers mod be too OP for the server, says Vict? I don't think it's a matter of OP. I just think it's not very a very Hermitcraft way of doing things to throw in such a game-changing mod. We do use mods, but mods that are very close to the vanilla game, you know. And the ability for us to just modify things on that scale has been really great for the broader Minecraft community, I think. Like, the voice modders just created so much great content everywhere, you know. It just facilitates simple interaction. And you know, there was a once upon a time where everything modded was shunned by the vanilla community, and that attitude, you know, will overlook some great opportunities to do cool things. Right, here we go. Tango did a honey block game in Season 7, apparently. How did that game go? I can't quite remember it off the top of my head. The game idea that I've got as a result of that one isn't like anything super special, but just it could be really fun. And sometimes that's all you need, just a game that's fun. But should be pretty cool to play on camera. It'll have elements of skill, so you know hermits can have a leaderboard and multiple attempts and stuff. This new moderation feature makes me lose hope for any voice chat integration into the vanilla game, says Shiznet. I don't think it was ever really on the cards. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Like, I don't think Mojang were ever going to go in that direction with the game. I guess a lot of other games out there do have built-in chat, like Call of Duty or something, right? So I guess it wouldn't be like completely alien idea, but well, that was just something I wouldn't have expected them to do. Could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe they're going to bring it out in the next update. Yeah, now with the moderation policy, yeah, that'd definitely kill that idea, wouldn't it? It'd kill it off. But Potato, that was one with the items sliding down the wall that you use the fishing rods to grab. I don't think I ever got to play that one. Dang, I missed out on that. Yeah, I totally missed that one. I imagine it was great, because Tango's a great minigame designer. I mean, when you got Decked Out under your belt, you can't really say anything else, can you? Nah, that Tango's not very good at those minigames. I played Decked Out. You know, I played Decked Out. A bit meh. A bit meh. Could have put more effort into making it, maybe. Yeah. What do you mean it had Ravengers in it? Gah, those Ravengers are annoying. I believe it involved snowballs and explosions too. Yeah, it had a whole bunch of that. A whole bunch of that stuff going on. Right, let's get over all of that. Bam. Woof, are we near the end of this? I think we're near the end of this. Look at that. Just got to tidy up this little space. Definitely going to do this the lazy way here. Maybe a HC craft challenge would be cool. Just a room with random decorations. You get as much time to craft as much different items as you can. That's a great idea. Now, I'd thought about the crafting challenge before, but the way you worded it made something else apparent. So crafting challenge. Craft as many items as you can. So, like, you would have to think about quantity of items per ingredients that you use. That could be really, really interesting, as it would test the player's knowledge. You could put them in a sort of time frame situation so that they can panic a little bit, you know? I like that one. That's super cool, because I think Tango did it in Season 7 so that you get given like a bunch of items and you've got to craft the thing or whatever, right? Or figure out a way to craft it in a certain amount of time. So you could have like a complex crafting recipe, but if you give them like an abundance of materials, not an abundance, but more than just enough, then there's quite a lot of items that can be made, and it's up to them to suss out how they're going to get the most bang for their buck, so to speak. Dang it, there's one there, and I want Take care of it. Oh, now there's a spider on my head. Jeez Louise. Oh, Minecraft, stop it. Oh, God. Oh, there's two. Oh, jeez, it's all over for X. I've got no rockets on my hotbar. Hold up. Right. Alright, you cheeky fella. And you. Oh, what is this? Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Spiders. We need a chaos emote, says Curls. Chaos. Oh, butt kicker. Take that. Dang butt kickers. Why you gotta spawn on me, homie? Why you gotta spawn on me? Yeah, I mean, still got a ways to go in this corner, right? But so far, so good. Mm-hmm. Right, so yeah, need the shovel now. Need to rip out some more materials. Kinda want to keep an eye on what I am ripping out, actually. Let's go all the way over here. Let's start there, work my way back. Right, I think our brainstorming session is good. Let's talk about something for the last part of this stream. Let's talk about something else, I don't know. Ah! Fell down. How did you just eat bone meal, says 9G Pilot. Oh, I put it in my mouth. And then I munched. That's the scientific term, isn't it? I masticated. I masticated all over the place. What? Jeez, grow up. What kind of toilet humour is this? I was vigorously masticating my bone meal. God, grow up! Jeez, you lot. And your filthy imaginations. Masticating. Don't you know what that is? I actually, I'm pretty sure masticating is chewing. Hopefully I haven't got that one wrong. Jeez. And people want to call me family friendly. I've got mastication jokes for days, peeps. Watch out. Matsubu, thank you for 43 months. Greatly appreciated. P Eternal Theer, thank you for free gifted subs to Star274, Zeno LTD, Anubis, Acadin. If you heard your name being read out loud, be sure to say thank you in the chat for the gifted sub. We always appreciate the gifting of the subs, and that's why we say thanks. Appreciate you, my dude. Yes, it is chewing. It is chewing. There you go. It's just a joke about chewing. Vigorously chewing on my my bone meal, apparently. Alright, enough of that. That one's been beaten into the ground. Beaten? Oh no! Stop it! Stop it! Jeez! Please! Yeah. Alright, enough, enough. Let's eat the bone meal. So yeah, this isn't a complete disaster. It's actually kind of cool. Gonna have a crazy... Alright, it's that way around, is it? Do that. I mean, this beacon's gotta go, but yeah, it's just a crazy opening. Oh, it's gonna be so good looking up into there. And just knowing that somewhere up the top there's a storage system waiting for you. Grass over there. Goodness me. Alright, let's fly back up top. Oh my, I laugh way too hard at that, says Sugar Plum. Don't say that word! Gosh! You get me going again! Oh, don't get me going, peeps. Right. I'll tell you what I will do right now. I'm going to press the special button. Didn't have an opportunity to put a highlight on our community, which is what we want to do every stream. Check out these amazing, wonderful builds made by our Let's Play Minecraft Together community. That is the equivalent of my Patreon server if you're interested in joining a community of amazing people. Then check out the website, xisumavoid.com/get-whitelisted. We're going to get some more pictures thrown into that directory. I need to nudge some of the peeps over there to get some more of those. As of right now, though, I'm going to go look for a channel to raid, because we're at the end of today's live stream. I hope you have enjoyed it, had a good time and all that stuff. Be sure to hit the follow button. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thanks to all the mods, the patrons, the people gifting subs. And I'll pick out a random channel. Okay. Someone is playing Nomi Factory. I don't know what that is, but here you go. Picked a random channel with some modded Minecraft for you peeps. Just setting it up to go. Oh my god, what was that? Twitch? What just happened? I might not be able to raid. Okay, I can raid. Right. You know what to do. I'll see you all soon with another one. Take care. Bye-bye.